Alright, we are on the play with Rug Delver. This hand is dreadful. We have 5 lands, a Hooting Mandrills, and a Tarmogoyf. What a mulligan. This hand's sad, but it's a pretty good keep. Going to take it. Disrupting Shoal. Doesn't matter if we fetch, and we're definitely fetching, so... Bottom? We are probably definitely starting out with this Wooded Foothills. We're either going to play Delver, play Traverse, or hold up Thought Scour. I kind of want to go Breeding Pool Delver, although Breeding Pool is the land, the shock that we like to see the least, because it's the one we have the exact hand that prevents us from casting a Simic Charm if we draw it. But I guess that's somewhat alleviated by Traverse being here, so we already have our next land, technically. But yeah, if you get Breeding Pool, you can't Simic Charm without shocking. Unless you want to get an island, but then you don't have the other source. It's just funky. It's really just funky. There being a creature in the graveyard makes me really want to slam this Tarmogoyf. So we're gonna do that. They're on some sort of blue-red lightning bolt deck, possibly containing white. Serum Visions. I was considering them getting a Plains and casting Path, and I was about to be very, very sad. Serum Visions is really good, and they went top, bottom, so they drew at least something that they wanted. Kinda wish I had a Disrupting Shoal in my hand right now. Then I could pitch the Thought Scour and be happy. Keep this Goyf alive. Wow. So that happened. If I expect to need to pitch the Thought Scour, I should play Traverse, because this land is either going to be casting Thought Scour or Traverse right now. I think we're going to hedge towards Traverse. We're just gonna get an island, I think. But we're about to dish out all of our blue spells, so we might want a forest, so that we can go Traverse Fatty if we draw a Fatty. We already have Creature, though, so I don't think Traverse is going to be turned on. Traverse Fatty if we draw a Traverse, not if we draw a Fatty. And we also have the option to Thought Scour if need be. We're going to get in there. Tarfire makes this a 4-turn clock. Let's end step. And of course, if they play a Delver or something like that, we're going to snap Tarfire. Not Snapcaster, but snap as in instantaneously, as quickly as we can, without too much thought. Although we should think a little bit, because it might be a trap. Or they could have a counter. That's a lot of islands. I don't think they... No, they fetched for one of them. The other was drawn naturally. So I guess that's not much data. I don't want to Thought Scour. Actually, I do. They don't really have anything that lets them interact with Tarmogoyf right now. They only have blue and red mana, which is traditionally bad at interacting with Tarmogoyfs. And now that we have a Lightning Bolt in our hand, let's just speed up the whole beatdown thing. Can we get Tarmogoyf? That's a remand. Oh, that feels good. Wow. That happens. Blue-red decks. As someone who plays blue-red decks, I will let you know, in case you weren't already aware, blue-red decks are pretty bad at dealing with Tarmogoyfs. So this feels pretty good. I don't want to put the Tarfire back down, because I kind of want to be able to shoal for 1 if they go something like Plains Path. It's entirely possible that they are playing another color. They could also drop a Swamp. Is this a Storm deck? Maybe it's just Delver. Delver that hasn't happened to draw on Delver. I think I've played Sleight of Hand in Blue-Red Delver before. That was a long time ago, though, so I can't say for sure. Storm doesn't usually main deck Lightning Bolt, or Remand. Maybe it's like Ascendancy combo, or Ascension combo, where they don't actually play Storm, they play like Stormless Storm. The worst they can do is bounce this Goyf back to our hand, so we're going to do this. They are probably just dead. And we have Simic Charm up, and we can show for one. Yeah, they're very dead. I'd prefer not to show them Simic Charm if we don't have to, because they are in fact dead. Of course, when it comes to showing them Shoal or Simic Charm might be the lesser of two evils. There we go. So, they're playing blue-red something. How do we board against blue-red something? Regardlessly of whether they're on Delver or Control, I want Huntmaster, and the main deck Bolt and Remand make me think they're not going too hard on combo, so I think not assuming their combo is good. I don't want to go as far as to bring in Bedlam Reveler, because that would require me to drop some hoots, and I think, given that we still don't really know what they're playing, I'm best off just keeping it less non-linear. I know it's kind of weird that I'm saying that this pile of cards is a linear deck, but when you go turn 1 Thought Scour, turn 2 Mandrills, turn 3 Spell Snare, Mana Leak, it feels at least somewhat linear. So yeah, I want to keep the Mandrills in because I want to kill them to the quick. Vapor Snag seems like a good card to cut, as does Dismember. We didn't see white, so I'm going to assume that assuming they have Colonnade is silly. So Dismember seems pretty bad. We literally didn't see a creature. The thing I'm going with right now is the Pyromancer Ascension combo deck where they play a bunch of spells with the same name and then they copy spells and they lightning bolt you like 50,000 times with 2 copies of Lightning Bolt. Something like that. Because I believe that deck runs Remand. The other option is they're playing some sort of Delver deck and didn't happen to draw Delver, or they're playing a Blue Moon deck and didn't happen to draw Blood Moon. So, those are the most popular ones at least. They did have a full grip, so it's entirely possible they somehow mana screwed themselves, but when you have a flooded strand and you fetch a basic island, you're mana screwing yourself kind of sort of on purpose, so I don't like assuming that they have a third color. Because we didn't see creatures, we're going to hedge against keeping all of these burn spells. And maybe I don't need all of these traverses. I can just go with 3. 3 is probably fine. I only cut 1 blue spell, so the Disrupting Shoals are still quite nice. I think I like this. Yeah, given that we don't know what they're playing, I think this is a good combination of tempo plan with Hoots, Goyf, Scour, Disrupting Shoal, and mid-range plan with Traverse into Huntmaster. So I think we're going to run this, and hopefully this game we either clean up or we figure out what they're actually doing. Because I don't know. This hand's bad. That I do know. We can't cast spells. This hand's good. We can cast spells. Mulliganing's not hard. Come on, guys. Hoots is great. I kid, of course. Mulliganing is very difficult. Just not always. Sometimes you get decisions like this. We are... Do I want to slam a turn 1 Delver? Yeah, I do. I want to go with Delver because if they don't have a Lightning Bolt, we're in a good spot. If they do have the Lightning Bolt, they won't be able to have Remand or Mana Leak up for the Hooting Mandrills I will follow it up with. Via Fetch, Scour, Mandrills. That's the game plan. So it looks like we are the beatdown. Turns out they were on Jeskai. Wow. Why didn't they fetch accordingly? That's concerning. Peasy? Jeskai Delver? Guys, I'm just really confused right now. Serum Visions is great, so we're going to show that off. I kind of want to drop another Delver of Secrets. I can go Visions and Delver. That means we either cut ourselves off of green or red, and I don't like that very much. I'm going to play a land and attack. Our clock is better right now. You know what? They don't have counters up. I'm going to play a Hooting Mandrills. Let's be real here. That's probably our best play. None of that fancy stuff. I would like to fetch before casting Thought Scour, because the land I want is exactly Stomping Ground. Thought Scour us. Blue. They might get some information. What information do they get? That information. It's a shame that I can't hold up Stubborn Denial while doing this, but I would rather risk them pathing Mandrills than let them remand or Mana Leak Mandrills. So, without further ado, we're going to send the turn back to them. So they're playing a young Pyromancer deck. They're getting rid of Delver, that's okay. If they make another token, they can trade their board with Hoots. Sweet. That was a pretty bad turn for them. We're going to start with attacking. They can still cast a spell and end up trading everything for Hooting Mandrills. I don't think that's great. And if they do that, we're just going to send a steady stream of Delvers. I'm going to let that resolve because that card's not going to be overly impactful. And I would rather cast a Delver of Secrets. Not having double blue is kind of really disappointing right now. And I honestly want to cast that Serum Visions, I really do. I want to find a land off of it, a blue one, to produce blue mana. But I don't think that doing that instead of playing Delver is great. Are they going to block with everything? Do they not know that Hooting Mandrills has Trample? Are they going to Simian Spirit Guide Bolt? I don't think they know that Hooting Mandrills has Trample. Oh, wow. So that happened. I don't think holding up Stubborn Denial is the way to victory. I'm just going to play this Delver. It's possible I should be Serum Visionsing here, but I think, given our beatdown status, and if they do deal with the Hooting Mandrills via path, we get our island. If they don't deal with it, we're probably in a very good spot. So I think adding more Pressure Monastery Mentor, Jeskai tokens. Look at this. If we lose this game, Pyroclasm is coming right in. And in force. What is going on here? This is why Modern's great, guys. I find it hilarious that in like 4 or 5 matches, I haven't found even a remotely aggressive deck to play against, I think. Hoots is not what I wanted to see. Now I think is a pretty good time to Serum Visions. Or we could play another Delver, but I think we want to draw a land and flip Delver. We got our cards in the wrong order, which is very unfortunate. I do still want that land, though. If I attack with this, they're tapped out. They might have Phyrexian spells. They can block with Peasy and a couple of tokens. Or they can block with... They don't block with Mentor and the tokens. I'm going to send in my Hooting Mandrills. I have a second Hooting Mandrills. It's unfortunate that we won't be casting a second spell this turn, but next turn we can get a land, play a Delver, Thought Scour, play a Mandrills. Did they not notice that Hooting Mandrills has Trample even now? Because that's the second time they did that, and now I'm just getting concerned, really. They keep chumping. I don't know why. They don't have Lightning Bolt mana. It does not make sense. What are they planning with all that? Okay. Island. They're making tokens. Lots and lots of tokens. They're attacking with a lot of things, and I'm gonna do some math. I might want to jump in front of that young pyromancer. That is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. The mentor and his token have prowess. They don't give everybody else the prowess buff. So if he does have, say, a lightning bolt, I go down to 12, and I take 1, 2, 3, 7, 10. I'm still at 2. So not blocking is dangerous. I might just block the pyromancer. It also cuts off their options a little bit. And we're not flipping this Delver. So I think that's our best bet. If they have something to buff the pyromancer, we are in trouble. If they have a lightning bolt, they should have cast it before letting me block. So we're going to assume they know to cast the lightning bolt earlier. They're doing Thought Scour for buffing. It's entirely possible that I could have died if I didn't block there. It's very possible that I still die, because they have a lot of tokens. Yeah, so Pyroclasm is coming right in. We are definitely not bringing in Bedlam Reveler. Huntmaster still seems good. Visions of Beyond, that just cycles. We might still be dead. We very well may still be dead. How many more spells do they have? This is a pretty sweet deck. We're taking 4, 9, 10. That was pretty lame. Would have been cool if they killed us. I mean, we're still pretty friggin' dead, but it would have been cool if they killed us. Did I scry incorrectly? Was the Wooded Foothills not the one I put on top? That's pretty awkward if that's how it worked out. Now, I think we don't show them any more cards, because if we play Hoots and Delver, which is all we can play, and we keep up Stubborn Denial to say they can't bolt us, we can block 3 things. We're blocking that, say these. No, we'll block the 2 of the monks and the mentor, and we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minimum. We're gonna scoop. At least now we know what they're doing, so that's good. I want 1 less traverse at least. I definitely don't want to see Blood Moon. Dismember doesn't look good. Engineered Explosives is interesting, but I think it's going to be too mana intensive. Lightning Bolt comes back in because it turns out they have creatures. Thought Scour is going to get trimmed at least a little bit, and I think I want to cut some Stubborn Denial. We still didn't see Path, but I don't think we should assume that they don't have it. Plenty of targets for Spell Snare, Disrupting Shoal, and Simic Charm could let Mandrills or Huntmaster plow quite nicely. I think this is pretty good. I might want more Thought Scour than Traverse. Although Traverse is going to get us lands, and we could really use some of those. I'll cut another Denial for the 3rd Thought Scour to stay in. We're going to go with that. And we're hopefully going to win. We usually like to win. This hand does not have a Traverse or a blue source, so we're going to mulligan. This hand is aggressive as hell. Jesus. I'll keep that because it's a sorcery to help out Temur. So, we can't really interact right now, so we're going to assume that we don't have to and just kill them as quickly as possible. That's our game plan. If they kill Delver, we slam Goyf. If they kill Delver, we're going to slam Goyf. It's unlikely that we need a lot of blue sources here, so I think I just get a forest. We're probably going to be tapping this forest for green every single turn, so I don't mind. Send it back to them. Now the problem with Goyf here is that it's going to likely get chumped a lot. I'm gonna attack and play a second Goyf. I think these Tarmogoyfs will be turning sideways every turn. If we keep them back to block, the opponent can just build up a critical mass of tokens and kill us. So I think that's wrong. Another good reason to get the forest was to conserve our life total a little bit. It will end up mattering probably. Sorcery was nice. Bolt, bolt. Bolt, bolt would make so many tokens. Mana, Morphos. This is so interesting. There are so many fun things you can do with spells. There's Storm. There's Kiln Fiend combo. You've got this token nonsense here. Delver. I love blue-red decks. Okay, so they're making some tokens. They have a red mana up. I'm hoping they don't have anything good to do with it. Do they have anything good to do with it? Would you like to attack with your young Pyromancer? Feel free. Oh, Lightning Bolt is such a good draw. We can't Bolt and Hoots. I think we want to attack first, just in case they block in a silly manner. They didn't, but that's okay. I'm just gonna kill this guy real quick. And right now I'm kind of wishing that I got a breeding pool. I think not shocking was a mistake. If we had more graveyard fuel, it's entirely possible that the forest would have been better because we could have played Hooting Mandrills this turn, and then next turn started doing whatever else. And Amorphos, now they're digging. So last turn, they were casting a bunch of spells in a very cool way to make tokens. This turn, they're digging for another threat. Because, oh, or they're fixing their mana. Turns out they had the threat. Or maybe they drew the threat and they knew that if they draw it, they needed the white. I don't know, but I'm pretty happy that they don't have a Manamorphos right now. And we are, of course, going to turn these Tarmogoyf sideways. And look at that. So we lost one turn of either Serum Visions or Delver off of this forest instead of Breeding Pool. We're going to see if that was worth it. That doesn't scare me at all. They're going to chump with the 2 tokens, maybe? Oh, we have 5 cards in the yard. We don't need to Thought Scour. They scoured us? Knowing we have Hooting Mandrills in our deck. They scoured us. Thanks? I guess? Why, though? Did they scry? They don't have a scry on top. That's weird. I don't like that. They just gave us a free Delver. Because we didn't have to Thought Scour. That seems awful. Why would you do that? Well, they can have the turn. We did make the Goyfs a little smaller. But Mandrills is probably the MVP this game due to chump blocking, and we honestly could still lose because they have 4 cards and many, many lands that's going at Delver. That is a good choice because Delver could go over their board. Now, if they're forced to use their spells on their turn, that'd be nice. Them using spells on our turn concerns me. A single spell allows them to have these 2 monks trade with Hooting Mandrills. Jeez. Well, we're gonna hold down the fort. They only have 1 token maker, so they can't really do too much, and if they don't draw bolts, are they going to play a counterspell? I forgot they ran Remand. This should have been a breeding pool. Peek. They're gonna peek. Good choice. That should have been a breeding pool. This was a mistake. I apologize. Yeah, I have nothing else to do, so if you could hurry up with those triggers, that'd be great. Remand, bolt. Actually, cancel skip. We still have a combat phase, and we have Tarmogoyfs that should be attacking every single turn. So Delver resolved. We also should have attacked before playing Delver to prevent them from getting triggers off of a counter spell. Now, I kind of want to attack with these Goyfs, but they could get eaten by tokens. So, if he has a single spell, these two take out a Goyf and they don't even die. Only one of them will die. But then we still get damage in, and we're still drawing live into bolts and Delver flipping. I think that's right. I think we just need to continue being aggressive. In fact, I can attack with the Mandrills. Is that right? Man. The Mandrills can block, but it won't be blocking well. We're going to shove with everything. We are shoving. I want to get damage in. I want to close the game out. Peer through depths. So they are going to do very annoying things. Now we can skip the rest of my turn. So they got some 3/3s, 4/4, 2/2, 1/1. If the Monastery Mentor jumps in front of anything, it's the priority target, for sure. Another Manamorphose. Maybe I should have kept Dismember in. Definitely should have gotten a breeding pool. I know I've said this like 2 or 3 times, but if this was a breeding pool, we would be having a much better time playing this game, because these cards would not be in our hand right now. These cantrips would be other cards in our hand right now. Let's see, our opponent is thinking of how they want to block. They're going the chump plan, not the trade plan. Probably trade with Mandrills, chump the Goyfs. They want that Goyf dead. Oh, they're taking the 4 maybe. If they're blocking like that, they're taking the 4. They still don't know that Mandrills has trample. So they're going to take 2. Yep. We lose a Goyf. They take 2. Most of their board's gone. Hopefully they can't rebuild too easily, and hopefully this Delver flips off of a Lightning Bolt, while they cannot interact in any way, shape, or form. Okay, our opponent's at 6. We're at 17. They have a long way to go to kill us, and we have a lot of live top decks right now. Let's get it done. Timely reinforcements. Didn't think of that. That's pretty good. That is pretty friggin' good. So they're at 12. Oh, the prowess trigger stops them from getting the soldiers. That's great. Okay, that's not so bad. I thought that was going to be a huge blowout. Wasn't a huge blowout, just a minor blowout. Maybe not even a blowout. Triggers for days with our opponent. Red, blue, slight. The good thing is they're doing all of this on their turn, so their creatures are going to shrink back down. If we draw a Pyroclasm, I'm going to be very happy to let the Delver die. This one very experienced monk, who is far more powerful than the monks who come after him, but not quite as powerful as his mentor. Oh, wow, they're getting aggressive. Jeez. I'm pretty happy to take that. Not too happy. Okay. This forest is really punishing us. Okay, we serum visions. I actually am not sure if we should attack. We definitely don't attack with the Goyf, I think. Because the Goyf's just going to get chumped. So we can transform Delver, get an island, and cast some spells. Or we can get a Hoots. We can't really do much with the Hoots. We'll leave it there anyways, because we're probably going to either Shuffle or Thought Scour. So if it maybe becomes handy, we could keep it. Let's play this tapped. And I might not even attack with the Mandrills. Our opponent still has plenty of cards in hand, and they have a lot of life to work with. They just have a steady stream of tokens that we probably can't beat at this point. I'm sad to say. We don't attack this turn. Next turn, we're going to do a lot of blocking. Hope they don't have it. Delver transforms. We get an island. We cast some spells, and we hope to draw a lot of business that kills them. I think that's our line. We might consider attacking with the Mandrills right now. It's one less blocker. They have too many attackers. We can't do it. If they have even one spell, I think we're facing down lethal next turn if we swing with this Mandrills and don't want to block with Delver. They swing with these four, leaving the Mentor back. If they have one spell, they're all 2/2s, so we have to block at least one. If they have two spells, they're all 3/3s, and we have to block 2. And if they have 3 spells, well, we are in a world of hurt. I would like to note, though, if we drew Pyroclasm at just about any time during this game, it would have been pretty trivial to win. Just this forest play, stranding cards in my hand. Cryptic. Okay, this guy's just having fun. That deck looks like a blast. Bounce draw? Tap. Oh, we're dead. Alright. Good game, opponent. That will do it. So that was a pretty sweet deck we got to see. So that ain't bad. Yeah, Monastery Mentor is a very good card if you don't have an answer to it. Unfortunately, we didn't draw one of our answers, so we die. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It was pretty fun. We did kind of get wrecked those last 2 games, so that stings a little bit, but it was pretty enjoyable. We got to see a pretty cool deck, and I hope you guys watch the next one.